Hi, it's Yvonne from the Fabric Hut. It's Tuesday, so you know what that means. It's Technique Tuesday. So this week, we are going to be working on half square triangles. And we're going to learn to make them two at a time. Sometimes you need a whole bunch of triangles that are all the same. Sometimes you just need a couple. Here we just needed 4. This is going to be in our classic block this week. So when you just need a couple of each ones, or if you're doing a scrappy quilt and you want a whole lot of variant colors and things, it's easier to make them two at a time. When you need a whole bunch the same, I'm going to show you how to do 8 at a time another week. But for today, we're doing 2 at a time, and we're going to be working on half square triangles. So let's jump over to the sewing machine and get going. I got my clips, I got my rotary cutter, everything set up there, so I'm good to go. Let's go do it.
Okay, here we go with half square triangles, 2 at a time. Now I am using some leftover pieces from my Morning Mist collection that I'm using for some other projects. I at one point needed to cut off 2.5 inches off of the 10-inch strip. So I have these cute little 2.5-inch squares. So I'm going to be using those in this demo. The solid color is from the rainbow, the mini rainbow stack. So when we're starting with a 2.5-inch square, making them 2 at a time, you're going to end up with roughly a 2-inch square. It's a little bit larger, and then you cut it down to 2-inch square. So you're losing about a 1/2 inch doing it this way, which is pretty good. So we're going to start by pairing them up right sides together. And with these 4 pieces here, or 4 stacks, I'm going to make 8 half square triangles. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I love them. Okay, so we're going to start with drawing a line diagonally on the lighter of your 2 fabrics. Right here. And I'm using a heat release pen. It doesn't matter what you use because this is going to be on the back and it's going to go away. So that is going to be our cutting line. We're going to be sewing 1/4 inch on each side of that line. So some people, if you're not real confident with your 1/4 inch, you can draw your center line. If I can get it, I normally don't do it quite this dark, but I want you to be able to see it on the camera. And then just go over and draw another line 1/4 inch over. And now you have 2 sewing lines and a cutting line. So whichever way works best for you, there's no right or wrong, just what you're most comfortable with. So I have one with no line, one with 2, and I've already did these for you. So we're just going to come in. Now, if you remember, we've talked about this before, when you press open, you are losing just a little bit of fabric in the press over. So in order for there to be really good accuracy, if you sew just 1 thread to the inside of that line, it gives a little bit extra room for that fabric to fold over. If you don't, it'll work out, but it just gives a little bit more accuracy. So we're going to just see how I'm just 1 thread on the inside of that line. This is a great time when you're doing half square triangles this way to chain piece. So now without that second line or the 2 outside lines, where do I position my needle? Well, this is a 1/4 inch foot that I have on. And so I'm going to position this to this side of the line. That gives me that little fold over on this side. It keeps me on the inside of that seam. So I'm just going to go right up that side. And I'll just do all of one side first. And just keep right on going. And the last one. Now, the accuracy here is you want to make sure it's nice and straight, but because you have a little wiggle room for your trim, you're okay if you get off just a little bit. So I'm going to take those out. I'm going to clip them apart. And go up the other side. Here's the one with the line, so we'll go just on the inside of that line. And this one will go just on the outside of that line. Now you are almost done now with 8 half square triangles. It doesn't take very long to get them. When would you do them 2 at a time? Well, I do 2 at a time when I have a limited number that I need, or if I'm doing something scrappy, because you can get a whole lot of variance with your scrappy if you're doing them 2 at a time. But if I only need 4, I will often do it this way. I'm going to get around to showing you some other ways that are a little bit, make a little bit more at a time. Okay, so we have them now. You can take them to your cutting table and use your rotary cutter if you want, or you can just take your scissors. Well, my scissors are a little dull. Time to take them into my favorite scissor sharpener. But they'll work. It's always nice to have a nice sharp pair of scissors close at hand. I love my little squeezy thread snips, but a good pair of scissors is always lovely. Okay, those are cut. Now we're going to bring up our pressing mat here, and we are going to press towards the dark. So this one is my dark. So I'm going to finger press it just a little bit, and I'll use my iron. And remember, when you're pressing, this is a bias. When you're pressing a bias, you go get your point and then go straight across. You don't go the angle of the bias, because that will stretch it. So my teal is the darker here. So get my point, a little finger press, and go straight across. Okay. So we will get all of these pressed, and then I'm going to move over to my cutting table and show you the easiest way to trim up a half square triangle. Alrighty, so we have our half square triangles. We're here at the cutting table. It's time to square them up to 2-inch squares. See how I'm going to put them on the mat. They are pretty close to 2-inch squares, but we have a little bit of a wobble right here. That happens. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to make them very, very consistent. So I like to place it so my diagonal is going this way. And I'm going to take my ruler. You see, this ruler is a, let's see, what is it? A 6-inch ruler? Is that a 6-inch? Yep, 6-inch ruler. I'm going to be focusing on this corner here that has the diagonal. Actually, I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to do this corner here. It has the 1, the 2, the 3, 1, 2, 3, and the 45-degree diagonal right there. Okay. This diagonal is important. We're going to lay that right on the diagonal of our block. Make sure it's nice and straight. And then we're going to look at this line here, which is the 2-inch line. And I want to make sure that my block underneath is within that 2-inch line. Now you notice that there's not very much to cut off, just a very little bit, but it will make our project way more accurate if you take the time to just get these little teeny pieces. Look at that, not very much, but if you take the time to get those off, your project will turn out so very, very accurate. Okay, So now I've got these two sides done, and I've turned it 180 degrees. And I'm going to now put this back on, again, lining up my bias edge. And here's my 2-inch line. So I'm going to look through the ruler right here at this little intersection where I can see the fabric against the edge of the line. And I'm going to make sure that this is straight. And these are both right on the 2-inch line. And then I will come in and just slice off that little bit extra. And there is a perfectly even now. Let's put it on our mat and see. Look at how that just fits so nicely in that little 2-inch grid on my mat. So let's do a couple more. We're going to start with this. Line up the 45-degree line on our bias, making sure that we are having some fabric outside of the 2-inch line. Little fabric outside here, little out there, but we are still very straight on the diagonal. Trim, trim, bring those out, and then turn this around. You can always tell that this is the side you haven't done because it still has this dog ear. Excuse me. Then line up again, getting our diagonal on there. Looking here at this little opening, making sure that we're even. The diagonal goes right to the point, and we're ready to go again. Oh, I wiggled, but I did not, my whole block moved, not the ruler. So let's line back up. I was trying to keep my hand out of your way, so I'm not holding it quite as tight as I normally would. There we go. And did I get it perfect again? Even with all that wobbling, it's still right there at the 2-inch. So we'll do a couple more, and then we'll head back over and see what else. Okay, so now look at this one. This one's very crooked because that's what happens when you are not quite on that seam. But look how much extra room I have. I can still make this work. So I'm going to put this on. There we go. See, I have a little bit of fabric hanging over here, a little bit hanging over there. But my point comes right to the point. I have fabric right on the edges. So that one is good to go. Not very much trimmed off that side, but a little bit more on the top. Turn it 180. And I'm not using the lines on my mat. I'm using the lines on my ruler only on this. And we're going to line up that diagonal. Got to get my diagonal in the right place there. Well, I'm going to go back and this, see how I kind of missed it there? I'm going to give that one more little fine tune. I might have let my ruler slip just a little bit. Get that fine tuned in there to where that point is coming right off that. Okay, see, now the point is right there in the corner. We'll turn it around, and now I can get the other side. Checking here, checking there, point and point. Okay, and we're good. So that's how you trim up those 1/4-inch or the half square triangles. And now look, we can put them together, make your points go however you want. You can make all sorts of little fun things with your, oh look, there's a parallelogram. You can do that. You can make a flying goose. You can do all sorts of things with half square triangles. They're just so much fun. Okay, so I have them all trimmed up. Now this is all the little scraps I have. So there's very little trimming necessary. Could you do it without trimming? You could. You might have to wiggle some things around and force the issue on some. So it's actually worth the time to take, taking the time, to trim things up so that you just have an easier time putting things together. So I think I'm going to just take these cute little half square triangles and make them into little pinwheels like that and have a 3.5-inch block when I'm done. So now because we pressed our seams all towards the dark, everything's going to match up. half square triangles go together so well. Switch out to my foot with the guide just so I'm accurate. That on there. There we go. And away we go. So just a really nice little way to make half square triangles when you only need a few. Just make them 2 at a time. Like I say, it's great for scrappy quilts because then you have so many different varieties of blocks, or it's great for little ones like this that if I were to make some out of the entire line of the morning mist fabrics, I would have enough variety that it would be very cool and I could do something really fun with them. There we go. Get my little scissors, clip just between the two, and I will sew them into a square. So I hope that little technique is helpful for you. If you have any comments or questions, just tag me there in the comment section. And we will see you next week when we do half square triangles 4 at a time. A little bit different technique. And there's times for both. So I'll explain that next week. You have a great day quilting today.